3rd, 2017.
So today we're going to paint the town scarlet with Jenny Goldberg at the Speed Networking event. That sounds really fun.
Weather watcher Rohan Jain will give you the regional forecast for the day.
And I'm going to chat with Lucy Vidal from the Center for Women's Global Leadership.
Chloe Cooper will tell us about the Rocky Horror Picture Show playing on our channels this month.
You know, I heard Meatloaf was in that. Let's start the show. You're watching Wake Up Rutgers on RUT.
Hello, Rutgers. It's great to be here on this rainy Monday morning.
Rainy indeed. We're here to wake you up every Monday morning with all of the exciting news, events, and weather.
So we're back.
We're
It's
back.
Another semester, another hosting Wake Up Rutgers
another
shenanigan.
Switch. Yeah, another one bites the dust. How was your winter break?
It was much needed. It was nothing exceptional happened, but it was chill. It was relaxing.
Did you do anything fun or?
Nothing like wow, but I saw all my old friends and I had some much needed Netflix time.
Oh yeah, I watched a lot of Bob's Burgers. A lot.
Yeah, well actually I lied. I watched some things on Amazon Prime too,
Oh yeah, I'm not a Prime girl. I just got that Netflix.
honestly I think it's catching up.
Yeah, I heard it is that and HBO Go. I don't have either of them though, which is kind of rough because some of the shows I want to watch are on HBO Go, and I just I'll figure it out.
But
I'll be able to afford it. But the new semester's starting.
Yes, and new semester means new opportunities. I think it's important that you take advantage of everything Rutgers has to offer.
Yeah.
And I think
Jenny Goldberg can help us with that.
Yes, I think a good way to take advantage of Rutgers is to network with people. So we're going to take a look at the Speed Networking event with Jenny Goldberg.
They want that bod in the frame. Get that bone. You see that on bod.
Good evening, Rutgers. I'm Jenny Goldberg, and today I'm here at the College Ave Student Center for the Career Services Speed Networking event. Let's go check it out. So what brought you out here today?
Well, this is actually my first career service event, so I just hope to be able to network with a couple of alumni, and I'm looking for an internship next summer, so I thought maybe this would open some doors for that.
So how does the Speed Networking event work?
So there are a bunch of different parts, really three main parts of speed networking. First is the alumni registration and networking from alum to alum, which is super helpful for them to get acclimated to the event, but also to increase their network. Our main focus is not what you know, it's who you know, and that includes alumni as well.
What would you say is the goal of tonight's event?
Well, the main thing is to get students comfortable with the idea of presenting their aspirations, their career goals, or career hopes to people who are ultimately in a position to either help them directly or to recommend others who might be able to help them.
Since New Jersey has a lot of pharma companies, as you know, we have a lot of alumni working in that sector, so I thought that I was able to meet a few, and everyone seems really helpful and nice, and at least you get to connect with them on LinkedIn, so I think that's a start.
I think a lot of the career service events really help students branch out and meet other employers or alumni like today's event, and I think that's really helpful to hear what past Rutgers students have experienced themselves.
I feel as though you are given an opportunity to connect with the alumni, and by that, if you stay in touch with them, you can receive internship opportunities.
Well, Rutgers, I hope you learned about some career opportunities. In the meantime, keep painting the town scarlet. I'm Jenny Goldberg, RUTV.
I gotta go to some of those events before I graduate.
Yeah, time is running out for me.
Time is running out. It's like one of those little the little hourglasses in the sand is getting right to the bottom.
But luckily we still have time, Take
We have a little
advantage
bit
of
of time.
everything at Rutgers while you're here, because when you leave, you're going to regret a lot of things
Yeah.
if you don't make the most of
advantage.
your time.
I agree.
So I am going to go try and find some new connections, and it's about time to take our first break. But before we go, let's see how much you know.
What year was the Center for Women's Global Leadership founded?
We'll find out the answer when we get back right after this.
Campus Movie Fest is a new category that you can be a part of. The brand new Secret Stories category dares you to tell the story that inspires you the most. Secret Stories are documentary films that highlight people, places, and causes that deserve to be known. Whatever your passion is, seek out the story and share it with the world. The deadline to submit your 5-minute documentary is May 17, 2017. You could have the chance to win $10,000, a trip to the 2018 Cannes Film Festival, exposure to Discovery Channel professionals, and more. For more information, rules, and submission guidelines, visit campusmoviefest.com/seeker/rules.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Before the break, we asked, what year was the Center for Women's Global Leadership founded?
It's time to find out the answer. 1989.
So it was a while ago, but in the scheme of Rutgers' tenure,
Rutgers and Douglas as well, it's kind of recent.
it's still fairly recent.
It's fairly recent, but Douglas has been doing things for a while. So
Yes.
I think it is interesting, though, that the Global Leadership Women's Center is recently founded, but
Exactly.
it's good. There's always new things happening.
Speaking of new things happening, the weather is new every single day.
True.
So we're going to take a look at the weather with Rohan Jain.
Thanks, guys. Good morning, Rutgers. I'm Weather Watcher Rohan Jain. Okay, so today's advisories, there's very high winds, 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. There's chance of floods because there's a high tide today, along with up to 2 inches of rain. So if you're in a coastal area, better watch out. Also, I suggest do not bring an umbrella outside because, again, it is windy and you will fly away. So today's morning low, 39 degrees. The average is, for today's high is 39 degrees, low 22. The record, 71 degrees, and the low record is negative 10 degrees. So today's headlines, there's a stormy start to the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There will be a brief warm-up. Wednesday will be especially a nice day. And the temperatures will return to around average January temperatures later on. Okay, so the high temperatures around the area, 39 degrees up in Danbury, 42 State College, 42 Newark, and 45 in Camden. And the low temperatures for tonight, tomorrow morning, 36 in Danbury, 39 Newark, 40 Camden. Okay, so today there's a high of 43 degrees. There will be rain and wind, again, 20 to 30 miles an hour. So I suggest not to bring an umbrella, instead bring a raincoat. Looking at today, it's going to be rain throughout the day, 10 a.m., 10 p.m. The temperatures will remain fairly constant, 39, 41 degrees. Okay, tonight's low, 39 degrees, rain and wind, and the wind will pick up 25 to 35 miles an hour. Tuesday, high of 43 degrees. There will be rain and wind in the morning, and by the evening, night, it will clear up to be partly cloudy. All right, back to you guys.
All right, Thank you, Rohan. I can attest to the wind because I was walking here this morning and I was wearing a hood. And the hood kept blowing off, and it was a rough start.
I kind of am intrigued by what Rohan said about not taking an umbrella because I might blow away. You know, that seems like fun, actually.
It kind of seems fun. It's like we could go on an adventure.
We could be making the
Mary
best
Poppins.
of a not-so-ideal weather situation.
Yeah, I want to be carried by the wind.
I'm actually going to go buy an umbrella.
As am I.
And we will be back after this break.
Did you lose your ID? Not sure of what to do? First, send an email to lostcard@aps.rutgers.edu to suspend your card so no one else can use it. Next, visit one of the RU Connection offices to have your lost or stolen ID card replaced. There is an office located on every campus. Rutgers Hall on College Avenue is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Bush, Cook Douglas, and Livingston campus housing offices are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. The Public Safety Card office is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Fridays. You will need to pay for your new ID with $20 in RU Express. If you don't have RU Express, you can go to the cashier's office next to Rutgers Hall before getting a new ID. Make sure to provide a form of unexpired government-issued photo identification when asking for a new ID. It's that easy to replace your ID. Make sure to keep it in a safe place so you don't lose it again. For more information and a more detailed explanation, visit pst.rutgers.edu/rules.php.
So during the break, we were talking a little bit about fun things that we can do at Rutgers, and one of those fun things that you wouldn't expect is actually skating. So come on down and show us your moves at Rupa's indoor skating rink this Tuesday, January 24th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Bush Student Center. The skating rink will be Jersey Boardwalk themed. The event is completely free and there will be delicious food, awesome games, and fun activities, so don't miss out. For more information, go to rupa.rutgers.edu. You know, I've only been ice skating, never roller skating.
See, I've only been roller skating, never ice skating, so...
Wow, we would make a great sitcom team.
I think together we could conquer the world.
I think so, too.
I think so. But, you know...
Speaking of conquering the world.
Speaking of making a change, there is currently a major blood shortage, but you can help by donating blood at the Douglas Emergency Blood Drive this Tuesday, January 24th, 2017, from 11:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Douglas Student Center. Those who donate will receive free snacks and a $10 off Houlihan's coupon. Please take this chance to help someone in need. For more information, go to ruevents.rutgers.edu.
You know, I always wanted to donate blood, and every single time I went, they were like, you don't weigh enough. But I ate a lot over winter break, and I think I finally made the weight.
Well, if you eat at Houlihan's, you might be able to make the weight also.
I love Houlihan's.
See, every time I go to
love it.
donate blood, I forget what blood type I am, and they won't let me do it.
I also don't know what blood type I am, which is weird because I get a lot of blood tests for like various health issues, and I just always forget to ask what my blood type actually is. Yeah, but it's very interesting. But another interesting thing is that Rutgers is swapping out Oban Pan for a similar but much more popular Panera Bread. On December 31st of 2016, Oban Pan's lease with the university expired, and as we can tell by the empty storefront with this new year, it was not renewed. Associate Director of Cash and Catering Operations for the university, Joseph Charette, says recent reception of Oban Pan was less than favorable, with faculty, staff, and students expressing displeasure with the product's freshness, product availability, and maintenance of the restaurant. Now that the restaurant has closed down, the empty space leaves room for something new. With that, Rutgers is working on getting a contract with the Missouri-based restaurant chain Panera Bread. Although it has not been finalized, Charette says that it is hard to believe it will happen at this point. The university is confident that Panera Bread will take up the storefront on College Avenue, but there is no news on when construction will begin. Regardless of the timeline, students are very excited about the news of having a Panera Bread at Rutgers. it is sure to be a popular spot on campus.
You know, honestly, it feels like the end of an era. You know, say what you want about Aubon Pan, but I remember coming here 5 years ago for APA Day or to tour or whatever.
That's where you ate.
And I got a muffin and I got a coffee.
You know, I gotta say, I got coffee a lot there last year. During finals, they gave out free cups, so you could just go in for free refills. It was great. I was getting all the coffee I needed. It was pretty awesome, and I, too, have some good memories. Like, last year I was very sick, and I would just go there for soup sometimes because I lived in a dorm. Can't really make soup in a dorm, so I would go there, pick up a bowl of soup, and I felt a little better. So,
yes, but
rest in peace.
Now it seems like Panera Bread is a blooming flower. And speaking of blooming flowers, the blooming flowers are not the only addition Rutgers will see during the spring semester. In a new developmental project, College Avenue will see the integration of bike lanes on the roads. This two-way bike lane will be created on the side of the road close to Voorhees Mall. President Barchi has noted that this project is used to decrease traffic congestion generated from the influx of pedestrian traffic at the yard. This project has also come in an effort to encourage more bikers on the road. While the bike lanes will permanently retire 50 parking meters on College Avenue between Huntington and Hamilton Street, Rutgers will compensate for the loss of parking by creating 20 all-day metered spots in the parking lot behind the Rutgers Student Center. Additionally, Rutgers is creating more public parking available for students at the intersection of College Ave, Somerset Street, and Alexander Johnston Hall. According to a university press release, this parking will be available after 6 p.m. during the week and on weekends. President Barchi notes, making College Avenue safer, more beautiful, and easier to navigate is one more way that we are working to improve the student experience here at Rutgers.
Yeah, I think it's really great that they're adding bike lanes. I will say I was driving there and I was a little confused because I saw the bike lane and I hadn't known that they were doing this. But now that I know, it's a good thing to know that, you know, it's encouraging people to get out and exercise, and especially by the yard. I just think it's a really cool new addition.
Exactly, and College Avenue during rush hour is just, it takes so long to get through that you're better off walking
You're
anyway.
better off walking, you're better off biking, and I think it's important that they have those lanes there because it was a little congested for a while if you were trying to, you know, take the pedestrian route. But we'll be right back after this break with Lucy Vidal from the Center for Women's Leadership.
Do you like kicking back in your free time? Sometimes the dorms can get stuffy and boring, so head on over to the Rutgers Zone. Need somewhere to watch sports? Need to satisfy that ice cream craving? Or are you tired of your old video games? Rutgers Zone is where you need to visit. Enjoy some games, food, TV, karaoke, and so much more. And don't forget to ask for those ice cream toppings. With all of the cool things at the Rutgers Zone, why would you even leave? If you are on Livingston campus, make sure you swing by the Rutgers Zone, just a bus stop away. For more information, please visit zone.rutgers.edu.
Do you dream of traveling? Want to get away? Then don't miss your chance to learn about semester-long and short-term study abroad options. The Center for Global Education is hosting their Spring 2017 Study Abroad Fair. There will be food, music, and giveaways, including application fee waivers. They will also be raffling off a couple of study abroad scholarships. The event will be held on February 1st, 2017 from 5 to 8 p.m. at Livingston Hall on the Livingston campus. The event will be taking place during the first annual Study Abroad Week happening from January 30th to February 3rd. Go out and explore! The application deadline for summer, fall, and the academic year is March 1st. To enter the scholarship raffle, visit bit.ly/studyabroadraffle. Don't miss out on an opportunity of a lifetime.
Welcome back, Rutgers. I'm here with Lucy Vidal from the Center for Women's Global Leadership. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me, Kim.
Oh, no problem. What is the Center for Women's Global Leadership, and why was it founded?
So the Center for Women's Global Leadership was founded in 1989 by feminist activist Scarlet. It was founded, it's a long story, but similar to the Center for American Women in Politics, to look at women's global leadership and using the human rights framework to advance issues, initially violence against women, but it has now grown to encompass many other issues like economic justice and reproductive health and rights.
That's fantastic, and I found it really interesting because we were talking before and you said that it's actually not part of Douglas.
Right. It was founded as part of Douglas College, but I think around 2007 we became part of the School of Arts and Sciences.
That's awesome. It's good to see Douglas branching out and doing all that.
Exactly.
So what sorts of programs does the center have to help women advance in leadership positions?
So we work at many different levels and many different ways. We work with community-based organizations, policymakers, academics, scholars. When we first began, we held a lot of campaigns, institutes, conferences, and now we continue to do those things, but we're more strategic in terms of now that women's rights are human rights and the world seems to know that. We are now working on advancing economic justice. That's an important issue, and looking at different ways we can advance women's leadership.
That's awesome, and this is so timely because the Women's March just happened.
Exactly.
And
yes.
Your staff was there, right?
Yes, they were,
That's
in
so
full
cool.
force.
So why do you think there continues to be an absence of women leaders?
So we would argue that there's not really an absence of women leaders. It's really about attention and focus and recognition. You have women around the world who are organizing for change. You have women in the Middle East, Latin America, who are all working on very important issues. You have young women right here in the United States, the Black Lives Matter movement. I think it's really an issue of focus and people acknowledging that work in the way that other things are acknowledged.
So then that makes me wonder why is there less of a focus on these women leaders in our country and across the world? Why do you think that is?
I think it's based on, unfortunately, this patriarchal notion of a woman's place, of where women should be. So women have that additional burden of having to overcome those standards and judgments.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So what are some of the challenges that women face as leaders both locally and abroad in the 21st century?
We would also argue that the U.S. is part of the globe and that women, again, it's this notion of what a woman's place should be. So you can see a recent example with Hillary Clinton not only having to be knowledgeable and know the issues, but also having to deal with these questions of sexism and misogyny and how she was portrayed in the media because she was a woman.
Yeah.
So I think that those notions are still very present here in the U.S., but also internationally.
Absolutely. Is there anything that men can do particularly to help women's either their voices getting heard or just helping the cause?
We would say that yes, men can definitely show solidarity. They can confront sexism, misogyny when they see it. They can work with women to gain access to policymaking spaces, places where decisions get made. Yeah. Men have been a part of the movement. There's great organizations that exist where men have taken leadership, particularly in ending gender-based violence. So we would encourage men to continue doing that.
Awesome. And where can students go for more information on the center?
So we have a website, www.cwgl.rutgers.edu, and we have different ways students can get involved. We have a feminist advocacy at the United Nations 3-credit class that's offered by the Department of Women and Gender Studies. We usually post applications in the fall, and in the spring you get to go to the United Nations, you get to meet with policymakers, and learn more about advocacy at the international level. We also offer internships, and you can also follow us on social media.
That's fantastic. I really appreciate the work that you guys do, and I really appreciate you coming on the show. So thank you so much, Lucy, and we'll be back right after this.
Did you lose your ID? Not sure of what to do? First, send an email to lostcard@aps.rutgers.edu to suspend your card so no one else can use it. Next, visit one of the RU Connection offices to have your lost or stolen ID card replaced. There is an office located on every campus. Rutgers Hall on College Avenue is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Bush, Cook Douglas, and Livingston campus housing offices are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. The Public Safety Card office is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Fridays. You will need to pay for your new ID with $20 in RU Express. If you don't have RU Express, you can go to the cashier's office next to Rutgers Hall before getting a new ID. Make sure to provide a form of unexpired government-issued photo identification when asking for a new ID. It's that easy to replace your ID. Make sure to keep it in a safe place so you don't lose it again. For more information and a more detailed explanation, visit pst.rutgers.edu/rules.php.
You know, that was a really eye-opening interview for me because I'm part of Douglas, and I always thought that, Douglas was a part of this, but it turns out that it's branched off into the School of Arts and Sciences, which I think is really important.
It's good because it's spreading to more people than just, one group whose focus is on women's rights.
And it's spreading.
But now it's spreading to, arts and sciences.
Which
is
really
a
cool.
huge part of the school. So,
speaking of art, we're going to check out the Rocky Horror Picture Show with What's on RU TV with Chloe Cooper.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of What's on RU TV. I'm your host, Chloe Cooper, and I'm here to let you know about all the great movies we have playing on RU TV for the month of January. The Rocky Horror Picture Show is an all-time classic movie. Brad and Janet get stuck with a flat tire during a storm. Looking for shelter, they come across the mansion of Dr. Frankenfurter, a transvestite scientist. After being introduced to the doctor and a house full of crazy characters, Brad and Janet's lives are changed forever.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Transsexual Transylvania. The story is strange.
But tonight is the night that my beautiful creature is destined to be born!
The songs are super.
Science fiction.
The scenery is smashing. The cast is completely crazy.
This isn't the Junior Chamber of Commerce, Brad.
There's a mad scientist named Frank N. Furter.
Come up to the lab and see what's on the slab.
And Rocky, his incredible creature.
I knew he was in with a bad crowd, but it was worse than I imagined.
Be sure to check out the Rocky Horror Picture Show on Channel 27.1. Students should also be aware that RUTV is participating in a one-year pilot program with HBO, Cinemax, and Encore to bring the newest and most popular movies to Rutgers students. Head to Channel 3.1 for HBO, 3.2 for HBO 2, 6.1 for HBO S, 6.2 for Cinemax, 8.1 for Encore, and 8.2 for Encore C. For more information about all things playing on RUTV, head to rutv.rutgers.edu or follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. For What's on RUTV, I'm Chloe Cooper.
Well, Rutgers, that'll do it for today's episode.
For more events happening this week, you can go to getinvolved.rutgers.edu or ruevents.rutgers.edu.
And don't forget to follow us on Facebook by searching RU Network or follow us on Twitter by searching @Wake Up Rutgers.
Don't forget to tune in on Thursday with host Olivia Cruiser and Maciel Torres.
But before we go, we'd like to thank Lucy Vidal for joining us. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Kim Bollard.
And I'm Joey Lupo. Have a great day, Rutgers. We'll see you next week.